It is a great pleasure and a particular honor for me to welcome you all to Kathmandu for the 24th AIBD General Conference and its associated meetings. On behalf of the government and the people of Nepal, I extend a warm welcome to the leadership of AIBD, heads of broadcasting organizations, executive board members, media professionals, and all our international friends who have traveled to Nepal for this important gathering. We are proud to host this conference in Kathmandu. More importantly, we are pleased to host it at a moment when broadcasting and the wider media environment are going through perhaps their most profound transformation in decades. AIBD has brought this community together for many years to learn from one another, build professional capacity, and strengthen cooperation across the Asia Pacific. This year's gathering gives us an opportunity to ask a larger question. As technology changes, the way information is created, distributed, and consumed, what should we preserve and what should we change? This is why the theme AIBD towards 50 years of media excellence is particularly timely. Next year, AIBD will enter into its golden jubilee year. Today's gathering in Kathmandu is therefore also a moment to look back with appreciation and forward with ambition. Nepal is pleased to be a full member of AIBD and to contribute actively to its work. Nepal currently serves on the AIBD Executive Board with Public Service Broadcasting Nepal representing Nepal as Vice Chair of the board. We regard this not only simply as a position but as a responsibility to contribute to the future direction of broadcasting in our region. For Nepal, regional cooperation is not an abstract idea. We are a country that understands the importance of sharing knowledge, technology, and experience across borders. The challenges faced by our broadcasters are often the same challenges faced by broadcasters everywhere in the Asia Pacific, and many of the solutions will also need to be shared with each other. Nepal has a distinctive broadcasting landscape. Alongside public and private broadcasters, we have built one of the most vibrant community radio movements in the world. When speaking about broadcasting in Nepal, I would like to pay a special tribute to our community radio sector. Nepal was the first country in South Asia to establish an independent community radio, Radio Sagarmatha, and I have a personal connection with this journey, having worked in it almost for a decade. The Association of Community Radio Broadcasters Nepal, ACORAB, has been at the heart of this movement since 2002. Today, its nationwide network of more than 380 community radio stations reaches communities across mountains, hills, and plains, connecting people who might otherwise remain unheard. Community radio stations in Nepal are much more than broadcasters. They are the voice of communities, platforms for local democracy, and shared public assets owned by the people they serve. Since the establishment, community radios have played an important role during Nepal's political, social, and cultural transformations. They have advocated for community concerns, provided citizens with information and knowledge, and delivered reliable information during the times of disaster, crisis, and public health emergencies. Built on direct community participation, collective investment, and local management, Nepal's non-profit community radios do more than transmit news and programs. They create spaces for dialogue, encourage informed public debate, and help communities shape their own social, economic, cultural, and political futures. They also reflect Nepal's remarkable diversity. Community radio stations broadcast news and programs in nearly 70 languages, helping preserve linguistic and cultural heritage while ensuring that information is accessible to people in their own languages. The contribution of community radio to social harmony, inclusion, reconciliation, and democratic participation has attracted international attention as well. Nepal's experience has become a subject of study and inspiration for many countries seeking to strengthen local media and community engagement. We are therefore especially pleased that ACORAB and Public Service Broadcasting Nepal PSBN are hosting this conference in Kathmandu. Its experience represents one of Nepal's most important contributions to the global broadcasting community and an important part of the story Nepal brings to the AIBD family. At the same time, Nepal's public service broadcasting tradition has a distinguished and enduring place in our media landscape. For generations, Radio Nepal and Nepal Television have informed citizens, connected communities, promoted national dialogue, and preserved our linguistic, cultural, and democratic heritage. These institutions helped build a shared public space in Nepal long before the digital age we are in today. Today, that legacy is entering a new chapter, though. With Radio Nepal and Nepal Television now brought together under Public Service Broadcasting Nepal, we have an opportunity to strengthen public service media for a new era. The task before us is not simply to preserve respected institutions, but to renew them. Public service media must continue to uphold the values of universality, public interest, credibility, and emotional responsibility, while also embracing the digital platforms, new technologies, and changing audience expectations. It must reach citizens wherever they are today, on whatever platform they choose, while remaining a trusted source of information and a pillar of democratic life. I appreciate the contributions of Public Service Broadcasting Nepal, ACORAB, and all other partners who have helped bring this gathering to Kathmandu today. Ladies and gentlemen, the broadcasting environment is changing rapidly. Artificial intelligence, digital platforms, mobile connectivity, streaming services, and changing audience behavior are transforming the entire media value chain, from content production and distribution to audience engagement. We should not look at these changes only as threats. They also present enormous opportunities. AI can help broadcasters produce and adapt content more effectively. It can improve accessibility through transcription, translation, captioning, and other assistive technologies. It can help us serve audiences in more languages and reach communities that have traditionally been underserved. Digital platforms can create new ways of engaging younger audiences and connecting citizens with public interest information. But technology must remain a means, not an end. The question is not simply whether broadcasters can use AI. The question is whether they can use it responsibly, transparently, and in the public interest as a whole. Human editorial judgment, verification, accountability, and professional ethics cannot be automated away. At a time when synthetic content and deepfakes can make false information appear convincing, trust becomes one of the most valuable assets of any broadcasters. The broadcasters who succeed in the future will therefore be those who combine technological capability with professional credibility. For Nepal, media transformation must also be grounded in fundamental democratic values. Our commitment is clear: freedom of expression, press freedom, and citizens' right to access information are essential to a healthy democracy. These principles must remain at the heart of our media policies, even as the technologies through which information travels continue to change. At the same time, freedom carries a responsibility to provide accurate, fair, and accountable information. The answer to misinformation cannot simply be more restrictions. It must also be stronger journalism, better media literacy, greater transparency, effective professional standards, and greater public trust. This is an area where broadcasters have a distinctive responsibility. In moments of crisis, uncertainty, or social tension, people need information they can trust. Many of the issues before us today are regional issues. Artificial intelligence does not stop at national borders. Neither does disinformation. Climate change and natural disasters increasingly require cross-border learning and cooperation. Broadcasters everywhere are confronting questions of financial sustainability, changing audience habits, and declining trust. This is precisely why AIBD matters. AIBD provides a practical platform for countries and institutions to exchange experience, develop professional capacity, share content, and learn from each other. It allows us to discuss not only what is changing, but what is working and what is not. As a full member of AIBD, Nepal remains committed to working with fellow member countries to build a broadcasting environment that embraces innovation while protecting the values that matter: credibility, inclusion, diversity, freedom, public service, and trust. I hope this conference will generate practical ideas, new partnerships, and above all, a shared sense of direction for the next phase of AIBD's journey. Before I conclude, let me say something that goes beyond broadcasting. You have come to Nepal not only for a conference, but also to a country that remarkably diverse in geography, culture, and people. I hope you will take some time to experience Kathmandu, meet our people, explore our heritage, and if your schedule allows, travel beyond the capital. Nepal is a country of mountains and valleys, ancient cities and living cultures, adventure and spirituality, hospitality, and extraordinary natural beauty. We want you to return home with good memories, not only of the discussions we have here, but of Nepal itself as a whole. And I would be delighted if your visit to Kathmandu leads to another visit to Nepal with your families and friends, distinguished delegates. The next 50 years of media excellence will not be defended by technology alone. They will be defined by how wisely we use technology, how seriously we protect public trust, and how effectively we ensure that every community can participate in the information society. Let us make the next chapter of broadcasting one in which innovation and responsibility move together, where technology expands rather than narrows access, where diversity is a strength, and where public interest media remains a trusted part of democratic life. As Nepal welcomes you to this 24th General Conference, I look forward to working with all of you in shaping that future. I wish the conference every success and AIBD every success as it's moved towards its golden jubilee and the next 50 years of media excellence. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Namaste.